Look at this. A supermarket. You came in for one thing, milk. So why is the milk all the way back there? Past the chips, past the soda, past a wall of things you didn't write down. It's not an accident. It's not bad design. That long, lonely walk to the milk is the single most profitable hallway in the building, and it was built to make you forget why you came in. By the end of this, you're going to walk into a store and see the whole machine. Every price, every shelf, every deal, all of it pointed at one thing, your wallet. And the wildest part? The guy who invented this entire trap spent the end of his life begging people to stop using it. It starts before you even touch a product. It starts with the cart. When one chain doubled the size of its shopping carts, people bought 40% more. Same shoppers, same store, bigger cart. An empty cart feels like a job that isn't done, so you fill it. That's why carts keep getting bigger every year. You're not pushing a basket, you're pushing a quota. Now the milk. Stores barely make a cent on milk. Some lose money on it on purpose. It's bait. They want you to walk past 300 things to reach the one thing you came for. Bread, eggs, milk, the stuff everyone needs, is always scattered to the far corners. Never together, never near the door. Look at where things sit on the shelf, too. Eye level isn't luck. Brands pay the store for that height, the way you'd pay rent. The cheap version is down by your ankles. And the sugary cereal with the cartoon on it? That's lower, on purpose, at the exact eye level of a 4-year-old. Then there are the prices. And the prices are lying to you. Almost every price ends in 9, $4.99, $9.99. Not because of cost, because of your eyes. You read left to right and lock on to the first number. So $4.99 reads as 4 something, not basically 5, 1 cent, but your brain files it under cheap. You think you're too smart for that. So did a company called JCPenney. In 2012, they got a new CEO who decided the 99-cent thing was a cheap gimmick. He killed it. Clean, honest, round prices. $40 instead of $39.99. Customers hated it. Sales dropped about 25% in a single year. People stopped feeling like they were winning, so they stopped buying. They brought the nines back, and the CEO was gone. They proved the trick is so strong, you can't even switch it off. The crossed out price is the same con. Was 100, now 50. That 100 is an anchor. It might never have sold for 100, but now 50 feels like a steal instead of just the price. You're not comparing 50 to its real worth. You're comparing it to a number the store made up. Now the slickest one. Sometimes the store doesn't push you at all. It just lets you choose and rigs the choice. Movie theater. Small popcorn, $3. Large, $7. You lean small. Then you see the medium, $6.50. Almost the price of the large, but way less popcorn. Suddenly, the large is a no-brainer. You buy the large. You didn't want the large. That medium was never meant to sell. It exists to make the expensive one look like a gift. The cleanest version ever wasn't popcorn. It was a magazine. The Economist once offered 3 subscriptions. Web only, $59. Print only, $125. Print plus web, also $125. A behavioral economist tested it on 100 people. 84 picked the combo. Almost nobody picked web only. Then he deleted the pointless print only option and asked again, and it flipped. Now most people pick the cheap one. A choice nobody ever made was quietly worth a fortune just by sitting there. And it's not just your eyes they're working, it's all 5 senses. That bakery smell hitting you at the door? Often pumped in on purpose. Warm bread makes you hungry, and hungry people buy more. The slow music, slow songs make you walk slower, and slower means longer, and longer means a fuller cart. Stores tune the tempo like a thermostat. By the time you reach the register, your willpower is drained from 100 tiny decisions. So that's exactly where they put the candy and the gum. Not an afterthought, the kill shot. Step back and look at all of it together. The bait, the maze, the lying prices, the fake choice, the smell, the music. Put it together and you get one feeling. That warm, foggy state where you forget your list, forget the time, and just drift. Where you came in for milk and left with a cart. That feeling has a name, the Gruen transfer, and it's named after the man who built it. Victor Gruen, an architect who fled Europe before the war and basically invented the modern shopping mall. The first big enclosed one opened in 1956. The winding paths, the warm light, the missing clocks, the way you can never quite find the exit. He designed all of it. But here's the twist. Gruen didn't build it to rob you. He was a dreamer. He pictured these malls as town squares with gardens and community, a heart for the suburbs. And he watched the world keep the part that made you spend and tear out the part that made you human. By the end of his life, he was disgusted by it. He stood up at a conference and disowned the whole thing. Said he refused to take the blame for the monsters built in his name. The man who designed the trap spent his last years trying to warn you. Nobody listened because it made too much money. And here's the part that should actually get to you. You think this is about supermarkets. It's not. The store was just the first place we built it. The milk at the back is every app that buries what you came for under a feed you didn't ask for. The decoy is the 3 pricing tiers on every website, where the middle one only exists to sell you the top one. The endless aisle is the endless scroll. Gruen built a building to keep you wandering. Now that building is in your pocket, and it never closes. So next time you walk in for one thing and leave with 12, don't feel stupid. You walked into a machine designed by geniuses, perfected for 70 years, aimed straight at the oldest part of your brain. But you can't unsee it now. The cart, the milk, the nines, the decoy, the drift. Once you can see the board, you stop being a piece on it. There are a dozen more of these on the channel, each one a thing hiding in plain sight, costing you money you never noticed. Subscribe and go watch the next one. I'll see you inside.